What's up, everybody? It's your favorite first time for everything's favorite nerd. Today we are going to review our first quarter scale statue. First time I've ever reviewed one. So I figure we'll do some unboxing because I think that's more important to statue folks than it is necessarily to figure folks. So let's have a look. Forgive the backdrop and stuff. These things are just so big, so to speak, that I'm not exactly sure what to do with them. So this is the premium format quarter scale Princess Leia from A New Hope, and she's upside down. Let's have a look. Nice enough box, not really a whole lot else to offer. Let's see what has to be put together. Usually it's something. I hate cutting open this stuff. So here we are, and comes in pieces, so let's try our best to put it together. So we'll start with the base. I like the way this looks. When I took it out of the box, I was concerned that this was going to be the top of it. I just didn't care for that at all. But I do like this. I like all the kind of tubing and weathering, some nice shading, airbrushing and such. Heavy. It then has this extra piece that goes on, and there's a square, but it's notched out, so you know exactly where that goes. Then we have the main body. And the fabric has like a nice weight to it. It's always a little tricky. And this one's done quite nicely. Once again, the foot has a little notch in the peg system, so it shows you kind of what direction to put her in. She comes with two accessories. One is her kind of signature pistol. It's nicely done. Sculpt is beautiful. Some red paint apps, but honestly not as kind of done up as I would have expected. And the data card, so that's quite nice. It's a thin piece of plastic, black paint, all the little golden tampo paint that's on there, and then the sort of data information and so forth. All that looks great. Now she only comes with one right arm. It's made up of two different pieces. This is a bit tougher than this. This is a bit more malleable so that you can fit the gun in. And then you just have to insert it through the sleeve, and it's really quite effortless. Then you can dress it up a bit. And she comes with two different left arms, one of which can hold the data card, as you can see, and then you insert that the same way. It's a really great material that they chose. It hangs nicely, has a nice weight to it, and easy to kind of work around in order to insert the arm. I just got to find out which way it's supposed to go, and I think it's like this. And she has the second hand, which is more of just a posing hand, and her fingernails are all painted on both, just as a heads up. And this obviously gets a lot more love on the part that you'll see, and they don't really do much on the part that you don't. And of course she comes with a head, and that is really spectacular. Breathtaking, honestly. Like, they did a really tremendous job. Carrie's face sometimes is really hard to nail down. This is definitely one of the best ones I've ever seen. Looks great. Let's attach that, and as we do, we're gonna slip the hood around her neck and then insert that down, and she's good to go. And there's my 1/4 scale Star Wars collection together so far, and I'm pretty happy with it. I wish there was, I'm gonna have to play around with it a bit and see if I find a more kind of consolidated way to display them, but I'm pretty happy with having them up there. Like, it feels strong, there's a presence there, and I completely dig that. Honestly, I'm pretty taken back by it. It is beautiful overall. I will suggest to be very careful with the soft goods. It tends to kind of get snagged fairly easily and it can cause damage to them. There's also a slight issue in regard to how the belt sits. The belt sits around an elastic element of the soft goods, which makes it all seem very seamless once you get it lined up. The problem is that getting it lined up can be tricky. You'll have to pull on the soft goods, which once again lends itself to being snagged. The belt isn't the best made thing about this by far, but it kind of works because the outfits weren't really super well made in the first place, so it all kind of fits together. And there's nice things about the soft goods as well. As I stated earlier, the material has a nice weight to it, and as a result, it hangs in a very realistic manner. The body underneath is also the same color as the skin tone, not painted or shaded, just sort of cast in it. And as a result, the sheer element kind of comes through, which was in the films as well. There's also wiring in the sleeves to help you better pose it, which can be a little tricky, but once you get it sorted out, you should be fine. Same thing kind of goes for the hood. Getting it to kind of lay right where you want it is a little tricky at first, but you will get it, and once you get it, you'll be happy. But where this thing really shines is in the sculpted details and in the paint. The boots are painted and sculpted beautifully with weathering as well as shading. The base itself is beautiful. Tons of airbrushing, tons of sculpted detail, and a great weight to it. All the skin tones are painted well. The makeup, the eyeshadow, the eyeliner, all that stuff sort of comes forward. The lipstick, the gloss around the lips and the eyes. The hair is sculpted beautifully, painted and dry brushed, but dry brushed very clean. It might even be more of a deep wash than an actual dry brush, but it looks like a dry brush to me. The nails are painted subtly. Also, the data card is done beautifully as well. The gun is sculpted well, but I would have appreciated a little bit more paint detailing on that as well. The facial likeness is also beautiful. It's definitely a piece where you got to catch it from the right angle. Unfortunately, I just think her face is a hard one to sculpt, but once you get it in the right angle, you're going to be extremely happy. It just works very well. So it's just one of my first quarter scale purchases, but it's one that I'm super happy with. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.